jump on into this to see what's going to happen. We're going to kick off to the bottom right-hand side of the map. The blue Zerg player. Give it up for Armani. Coming on through against Snoot in the quarterfinals. We saw that just before going into that Gumiho. I knew this was wrong. Lee Not Keen semi-final. Top left-hand side, our red Protoss player from OSC Root is herO. Yeah, I appreciate you all tuning in today. Thank you very much for joining us for the WardiTV Weekly. Not sure what we're going to stream tomorrow or Saturday just yet. Maybe just ladder streams into some other stuff. I am going to be streaming tonight. I'm going to be doing some variety stream hours. So no StarCraft tonight, but we'll be doing a little bit of... I don't know what I'm going to play yet. Either some Zelda or I might play some Heroes of the Storm. But I'm going to do some variety streams tonight. Tomorrow, again, not really sure. Or Saturday either. But there will be definitely some StarCraft at some point. And then Sunday is Go for SE2, and then I don't know Monday actually what's going on either. God, I'm useless this week. But then it's WCS Challenger Europe on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday for us. And then Thursday, of course, will be another WardiTV Weekly. So that's the upcoming week of StarCraft from us here on the channel. Always appreciate you guys tuning in and watching away and enjoying the content, of course. Dark Ones with the tier 1500 and 22. Is that right? Oh, it is right. I could have just looked at my my thingy-mabobby. My event list on the bottom right. Thank you very much. I was trying to count it up quickly. Doing math on stream and it worked. Amazing. Can't believe it. Quick, everyone, tell the world. Wardy has beaten streaming life. Thank you very much for the cheer 1522, dude. Is that a new cheer badge? Is this our first orange cheer badge? Because I know you were close. Thank you so much for the bits anyways. Thank you very much. And we should talk about this a little bit though, because herO has opened with the double gateway. And that means that he's looking to apply pressure from the get-go. Looking to slow down the economy of Armani, looking to maybe kill some drones, force a lot of units out to try and deal with this. As these adepts are just going to wait to shade on through here. But, well, actually, I mean, a reasonable number of lings out already. The thing is, you don't need to kill drones here to take an advantage. You're already going to be taking a bit of a lead just by setting up into the... just by forcing out all of these Zerglings as a response to your first couple of adepts. So that's kind of herO's plan here. His Nexus now up and going into Twilight Council behind this with another gateway, actually as part of the wall. So looking towards probably just Resonating Glaives if you make adepts early like this. Obviously committing in towards Resonating Glaives makes a lot of sense, as these adepts do go up towards the upper left hand side. Dark Ones with the orange bit badge. It actually looks awesome. Wow. Thank you so much, dude. Very much Explosive Ruins for the Cheer 100 says, out of curiosity, do Cheers also end up supporting the players? Not directly. So you can donate to the Match Arena page if you want to support the players for this tournament. First and second place will get a cut, 75-25 of all the money we raise on the Match Arena page. And we do generally take the sub money towards... we take a portion of the sub money each month that we make on the channel towards running events, which obviously supports players as well. But the more cheers and stuff that we get in general means the more sub money I can take out to run more events basically as well. So not directly, but indirectly you're able to kind of support the players with the cheers, I guess. Very, very indirectly. You're mostly supporting the stream, but it does go away towards allowing us to run more events, and which kind of indirectly supports the players, I guess. I'm trying to spin this in a way that answers your question in a positive manner. Thank you for the tier 100, though, dude. Appreciate it. As adepts will shade out, let's talk about this game then, because this is going to start getting interesting. Glaive's about to finish up. Third Nexus will probably be taken shortly, with a Robo also on the way through, as we see a bunch of roaches, though, from Armani. I mean, he should have enough to deal with this, from the lings he had earlier to the roaches he's making right now. He's starting to look very good. These adepts going to be shading on up in towards the high ground. Looking to see what he can get up to. Oops, we'll just cancel that. And again, these adepts going to look around, going to come around the side and see what indeed they can get up to here. Gateways will continue to come on in on the main base. So actually, no third nexus at all. I was a little bit preemptive, sort of assuming there was going to be a third nexus, but actually, It's going to be a big aggressive follow-up. So herO just looking to hit the 2-base all in. I guess that's maybe indicative of the robo facility coming down when it did. And also the lack of gases on the natural is a huge telltale sign that I was just a little bit ignorant about here as well. Lack of gases on the natural at this point really does indicate aggression. Ling Roach is coming across the map now. You got to remember, actually an Immortal will start a build. Dark Shrine 2 so you can warp in Archons. So it's not just going to be Adepts against this, it's very shortly going to be, actually, do you just lose every Adept? He saves some of the Prism. Very soon there's going to be a lot of tech to go with this as well, as all of these Gateway units he's going to be warping in. So this is actually going to be pretty decent for herO here, as we're going to be seeing, well, actually, I don't really like what Armani's doing. He kept on pushing forwards. He didn't actually lose his units yet. But if he was to lose those units, that could be problematic in the future. It also means there isn't units at home to help him, or as many units at home to help defend these Adepts. So he is losing some workers now. And he's going to end up not that far ahead in terms of income against this aggressive all-in that is, again, setting up from herO. He still hasn't thrown down the 3rd Nexus. He will do now. He actually throws down the Forge as well. I would be surprised if he didn't still push across to try and pressure and to see if he can do something. But I can understand why he would, after being delayed so much, think about throwing down the 3rd Nexus as a follow-up instead of, you know, continuing and solely relying on this aggression. In fact, it looks as though he's just going to straight up rely on the 3rd Nexus. So he's just going to be a bit slow going into that, but we'll get there in the end. The DTs start to do some damage, denying mining on the natural and the 3rd base for a few moments. The natural still being denied. Also getting a queen kill and one more swipe on a drone and one more and maybe one more still. He's still next to these drones. Oh my god, Overseer. Should have had an Neopatized Carapace, buddy. All those units keep on disappearing. Alright, so 9 drones picked away. As we see this Overseer still just overhead up in the main base. And we're going to be seeing the +1 attack upgrade from herO is being Corona boosted out of the Forge. So that's on the way up. The Spire is coming in as well in the back of the main base mineral line. And these 2 Adepts are going to jump on top of these drones. Drones are going to keep on disappearing here over the next few moments. Oh, nice little lift up on the Adepts as well. Going to be able to move away up the right-hand side. Really awesome stuff. These Adepts going to get taken down by the Zerglings also. Does one of them shade away? I think they both died. Alright, anyways, I mean, still, at this point, herO's just doing so much damage. I mean, he didn't even have to commit to the attack. He's killed 22 workers throughout the game. I mean, he's lost, a few units of his own, but he's traded so well with them. And, killing workers especially means that you're just going to be losing out on economy. And so herO, slowing the eco of the Zerg down, putting himself into a great position in that regard. Looking good for him so far. Looking very good for him so far. Meter's on the way up, by the way, and that's something which I'm not sure if herO has seen just yet. The Spire has finished, and herO hasn't seen it, but he is building Blink as a follow-up. So, I mean, obviously it's annoying to not have, Blink and, cannons initially against the meters, but it's only a few meters. We'll see how well it goes for him, as we can see probes will instantly pull away. Overcharges. Ooh, that Corrosive Bile actually landed on triple sentry. It's pretty painful for herO. I mean, he doesn't lose anything, but it just makes them that much more vulnerable to a follow-up attack at some point here, so that's pretty, that was a nice little connection. That actually went a long way. That was really, really nice. More Mutalisks up the top side. They're going to keep on seeing what they can get up to now. Going to be flying in towards the natural. And again, Blink not finished, but it feels as though herO had a very good read that this was going to be the situation here, because he's just been kind of setting up towards anti-Mutalisk playstyle, even though he never scouted this. So whether it's just the way in which Armani was still on kind of Ling Roach, that could be a bit of a telltale sign. Not seeing any sort of form of further tech could mean something that takes a little bit longer to set up into, such as Mutalisks, could be on the way rather than Hydras. And maybe that's why herO has been set up again with some, Stalkers to the natural and all the rest of it. Maybe he did see something along the way. I guess did the Prism die? I actually really don't know. Sorry, I maybe should have paid more attention to the Mutas popping out. Either way, herO's going to be able to defend nicely, and actually as Mutas go down and get pushed back, Armani's just going to find himself having committed into that sort of stage of tech, which is not really going to find him enough value to justify it. So it's going to make it really difficult for him to survive against the next attack, because herO's just been building up army and getting ready to fight, while Armani has been doing quite the opposite. He's been building up kind of tech units to kind of harass and so on to delay, which he's not now being able to do. And you can see what he's setting up for. Like, he's going to run by the top, he's going to bring the Mutas back in, another charge will go down, one, and there is another available too, so Mothership Core will survive some shots. Lings will get into the natural, by the way. That is a huge deal, being able to get into the natural. This run by will start to do some economic damage, so herO's a little bit more pressured now to really do something at the front as he does begin to push onto the creep. And wow, 22 probes going down already. Muters are going down to the Stalkers in the main, but it's good damage by Armani. He does, though, still need to win this fight out. And, well, I mean, you look at this, to be fair, there's not that many force fields left over. There's only really kind of like Stalker Immortal. I mean, I know Immortals are good. There's no kind of like real splash damage against the Hydras here or anything. Yeah, you know, I see Armani pushing this back, and he is beginning to do that. Playing carefully as well, not stretching too far off of creep or anything. You know, staying in good positions. Now he's going to push a bit further off of creep or towards the very edge of creep. But again, you can see why, because he knows there's no force fields, and so he knows he can trade quite nicely against some of these Immortals. Extra Roaches are running through here. Corrosive Vials continue to drop, doesn't get rid of the Prism just yet, so reinforcements for herO are keeping him very much so in this. More Stalkers coming across the map now that he's dealt with that counter attack, although he did, by the way, lose the natural Nexus altogether. Another few Stalkers warping on in here, more Hydras being built. We're actually going to see drones being pulled into this as well. The Immortal count's getting lower and lower though, as Immortals get left in the front, as Stalkers blink backwards. It does not look too hopeful, honestly, for herO, but there's only really Roaches left now. There's enough Roaches though, and you know, even if it's just a few Hydras and one Ravager, the Roaches in the front, sheer numbers is kind of pulling through, and Armani can also just straight up build some extra Ravagers. Armani takes game number 1, as you can see. As you can see. How are we doing in chat, guys? You've been so quiet today, all of you. It's been so quiet. Is there like something else happening? It's like, I mean, the viewership isn't low. It's low. It's much lower than last week, though. So what's up? Like, where is everyone? Like, why are we all hiding away? Why are we so quiet? I don't know. Stream's just very, very quiet today. What's up, guys? What's going on? How we doing? We all okay? We all feeling good? Is anyone expecting herO to come back in this series? What's up, Arius? How you doing? Again, Dark Ones. Yeah, that the orange bit badge looks awesome, man. Looks so awesome. Cheer 50,000. Crazy. I remember when everyone hit their first cheer badges on cheer 10,000. When you hit it, and Corona Boy and Lib and people. Now, a bunch of people have pink ones, but that's the first orange bit badge in the chat. It is. It looks awesome. So sick. I've been thinking again more about the custom cheer badges that we can set up now. I think I actually just like the bit badges that as they are. They're like simple. Everyone knows what each one means. I feel as though anything else would just be clunky. You know, to start having even more. The only idea that I did like was maybe having the WardiTV like sub-badge logo in different colors based on your cheer, but then it's like two of the same thing, and I have the bit badges as they are. Anyways, let's see how this PvZ turns out. We do see herO top right hand side. Our blue Protoss is playing Armani bottom left. Red Zerg, who is up a game in the series. Opening hatch gas pool. I mean, it's Proxima. Just going to be seeing Gate Nexus core out of herO, though. Yeah, I mean, what do you do from this point? I mean, where do you go as herO after the first game doesn't work? Well, again, I think you just look at this and say, well, I've got to be more decisive, because in game number 1, I really was the opposite of decisive. Like, you know, what happened here from herO in game 1? I mean, he built 8 gates, like a Dark Shrine, Immortals, and then he never attacked or anything, you know? It was strange. It was strange. Goblin 24 in chat's doing good. Additional Pylon is sick, but quietly watching. Hope you get better soon, man. Aerobic Throne expecting Armani to cause the upset, as Impact did in VSL, of course, against herO 3-0 in the finals. Wardy love me, says Google Chrome SE2. Have some love. herO will not come back, Armani will smash, he says. As well. Well, Armani's setting up into a very different composition from the get-go this time, which is very much so kind of a reactionary thing. Last game, I'm pretty certain he built the Roaches. Oh, wow, he's only 19 drones, so he's completely all in here. I was going to say, last game he built the Roaches as like a, a way to kind of like defend against what he knew was going to be a committed, adept-based attack. This game, he's just going to, I was going to say he's going to play Ling Bane and +1 melee, but he's actually just going to go into the, he's just looking to kind of go into this complete kind of Ling Bane attack. I guess he plays Bane. I mean, The front is now walled, so he has to go in here with the Overlord. He's going to lose an Overlord, though. Like, hero's in the right position to begin with. I mean, the Lings are still going to get out. They're going to start surrounding, but there's an Overcharge to buy some time. Bane's morphing in at the front. I mean, but the front's fully walled, and there's no pylon as part of this wall, so it's very, very safe. Adept will go down. Armani picking away at herO so far. 3 extra gates on the way. Now, herO was going in towards the Twilight Robo, which means Dark Shrine play, which is one of the weaker options against this sort of attack. Although if he gets the Dark Templar up, it would be fantastic, especially if he can save the front and keep the gateways active here. You can just see Armani. He's thrown his... this is not working, man. Throw your Banelings onto the Cybernetics core. It's just not happening. Like, this is the exact opposite of what he wants to happen so far. Another Sentry will warp in just behind here as we see this defense continuing. And it should be a nice defense. I mean, you can force field to save the front. And that is GG. Hero 3. Again, in case you're wondering, or in case you're thinking of supporting, we are 11 subs away from a new sub emote slot. We have the Wardy Thump emote ready to go, ready to be uploaded and added in to the collection. 11 subs away. How exciting, man. It's so cool having so many emotes nowadays. It's awesome. Thank you everyone who supports, of course, and again, thank you Explosive Runes for the Tier 100 just before the break, and Doctor for the Tier 5. I know I sort of rushed over it, wanted to try and throw us into break quickly so we didn't miss too much of the early stages of this game, because sometimes it does upset people. But thank you very much for the support. Always appreciate it, guys. See some love in the chat for the support, please. Some hearts or something. Show love to people showing love. Let's introduce these players, guys. Bottom right-hand side, opening double gateway once again. OSC Roots herO is looking to make a date with Lenok in today's finals. As to the upper left-hand side, the red Zerg player is Armani. Armani herO ZVP best of 3. Game 3, of course, now, and after this we do have the finals, which is going to be a best of 5. So actually, this turned out to be a pretty reasonably timed, reasonable length of an event overall. I mean, by the time we get into the finals, we'll be 3 hours deep, and a best of 5 should last, you know, upwards to an hour, hopefully, as long as it's not a whitewashed, cheesy series. So yeah, it's going to turn out to be a pretty nicely timed out event. I was a little bit worried just how fast and efficiently we were getting into games all day that we were going to have like a situation which was just going to be like, oh no, we're going to like never be able to, we're just going to be like stuck forever. Kind of in an endless loop of, StarCraft. Sorry, I've just completely lost what I'm talking about. I've just got absolutely no idea why I was even starting to say, so I do apologize. It's just gone. Ling is in the middle of the map. Obviously, we'll not really want to fight those Adepts, and the Adepts will be quite happy to do some damage already. 6 of them here so early in the game, and actually Armani doesn't really have that many units. He'll be very reliant on the Queens. Creep Teamer will go down. Adepts will back away to shade past the Queens, of course. Bypass that kind of immobile unit. In this map, the Creep is not too bad between the natural and main base, though. And the Adept's actually going to stick back. Behind this, a Stargate comes down from herO. First time we see a Stargate in the series, which is interesting, as well. Oracle will start to come out of it, and very quickly into Twilight Council behind, so some Oracle pressure into towards probably Glaives, because he already has some Adepts up. We'll see how this goes. herO, though, you can see the damage he's already caused here. 8 workers ahead at this point in the game, and counting. The income lead really, flipping into his favor right from the get-go. Now, we do see Pros players in PvZ nowadays oftentimes holding a good income lead. They are oftentimes the players who take that advantage and run with that advantage for a good long time. As these Adepts just looking around, seeing what they can get up to, just sat over to the left-hand side. These few Zerglings of Armani going to gather to the left as well, see where else they can go in the near future. As I see a Phoenix coming up on this Stargate, the Resonating Glaives is on the way up as we've mentioned before. And yeah, just Adepts moving on in. Not going to do too much else there though, towards the third. And this Oracle's still having a little bit of a look around as well to see what else is happening. See what else is going on. Bane and S drops in the back of the natural expansion. Again, the Evolution Chamber has a +1 melee upgrade coming in off of it. This is much more standard ZVP. This is sort of what I thought the ZVP was going to be last time, is you can see, can't you? People are using the stasis ward. We talked about this the other day. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. People used the stasis ward the other day and accidentally, I thought, was kind of catching the eggs. Now, more consistently, this was a stasis ward that was always designed to catch the eggs of this hatchery. That's so sick. The Depths will shade away over here as they fight the Lings. But it does mean that they, these few drones are delayed. The Overlords there are delayed as well. It really slows down the production of his opponent. It's so sick. And only using the Oracle for the stasis ward, by the way. He's going to do the exact same again. This time there's only going to be 2. Oh, he's going to be Zerglings as well. I mean, slowing down Zerglings won't be as much of an effect unless he has a huge attack coming, which he does. So actually those Lings, which he stopped in production, are going to maybe, yeah, I mean, it's only a few of them, but again, it will definitely help him as he comes across to the left-hand side. This is a hell of a lot of Adepts right here. And he's just going to shade on in. No, he's just going to wait. I mean, he's only got a few Banes to fight against. Will he commit to this fight? Up heavily in terms of army supplies. Starting to trade. I mean, these queens are going to go down very quickly. One just disappears almost instantly, I would say. The Adepts do shade up here. Going to split some away to start soaking those Banes and minimizing the damage he's going to take in general. He's got a lot of Adepts left over to fight the Zerglings with. There's one Bane still moving forward towards these Adepts as drones will come in to fight as well. He's actually cleaned out a lot more of these faster than I thought he would. This went way better for Armani than it should have done. I think the Banes doing a bit more damage than herO would have liked. I feel as though there was points there where he could have just done a little bit better job of splitting up and minimizing the damage. Like, for example, right here, there was like 5 Adepts clumped. If he separated those just a little bit more, who knows what the difference could have been. Either way, though, 17 drones still do go down, and as we see extra gates coming up to protect the third base and to obviously, utilize the saturation of the third base and the income from that. We're all just seeing a few sentries kind of next to the Nexus, and another probe just popping out here. We're going to come down to the low ground with this, see what he can get up to with it. Spire starts to build from Armani as well. And we are going to see this group of queens just attacking in towards that Phoenix. Another stasis ward, just still only using the Oracle for this stasis ward. This is so sick, man. It's just another 3 drones. Like, it's actually, to be fair, nowadays more reliable than the stasis behind the mineral line, which is only going to get 1 drone if your opponent micros correctly. Like, it's a gamble, right? With this, you're guaranteed... I mean, I guess you don't know these are drones, but you have a good idea, I suppose, if he's just kind of at that point where he should be droning. It's crazy, man. Like, it's really cool to see this being used like this. Anyways, we're going to see another Immortal popping out. Is that the first Immortal? He's actually got Mass Sentry, which generally means that herO is looking towards attacking in the near future. I mean, obviously... You don't warp in 11 sentries for force fields if you're just going to sit back at home defending, where you've got Sim City to play with and everything else. You're warping in 11 sentries because you really want to change the, the textures of this map, not the textures, the terrain of this map. And I find an Overlord to kill as well. Sentry Squad, attack. Spire's just finished up. I mean, if he makes meters right now, though, Armani, he's going to be in a lot of trouble against, again, what is a very large attack. Rolling in towards his third base here. Oh, nice force field catches those Banes as they were just moments away from killing so many of those Adepts. Now this nice set of force fields to the side here, going to block those Banes away once more. And still these sentries trading up quite nicely at this point. I'm just going to be doing a little bit more damage. More Adepts join in. I mean, what do you do? There's so many force fields still available that there's no real way Armani can actually fight into this. Every single time he'll try and fight in to protect the third, he's just going to be in trouble. 2 Adepts will shade in towards the natural mineral line, which is the perfect number, of course, to just go and pick off drones 1 shot at a time, or 1 volley of shots at a time. Again, those Banes just keep going force field. There's endless amount of force fields here from herO. We're going to get to see some more PvZ from him because he will go to the finals in the near future, I think, to play against Lenok in that PvZ best of 5. Yeah, there's some more Stalkers going to be warped in and still pushing on forwards here. Going to be seeing this army. It's getting ready to go. Stasis Ward. Whoa, Banes. Still going to be a little bit of a scary unit here, and that wasn't exactly the best of engagements from herO's perspective. He'll get ready to warp in towards the main base, though. Though mirrors are coming out, might be able to shut down the prism, although so far unseen. 4 DT's actually going to warp in towards the main, and I guess they're going to run right in towards that Spore Crawler, and then there's going to have to be an Overseer. And it just gets more and more difficult for the Zerg to deal with. There's DTs all over the place. The Spore will indeed go down, so you can start picking away at the drones, of course. Again, force fields at the front. These Banes haven't had the economy to invest into Bane speed at any point. Overseer will come out here shortly. The Mutas will clean the DTs up. And again, I mean, herO's just pressuring around, seeing what he can get up to. Did lose the Prism now, though. Mutas coming into use to some extent, I suppose. And the Mutas just can't fight against this army, though. I mean, there's just too much anti-air in it. There's not that many Mutalisks, 7 on the map against 10 sentries and 5 stalkers. It isn't a fight they will win. And again, herO back at home, just showing his kind of calmness, his confidence. Throws down the 4th base. Gets that Nexus set up and ready to go as these Mutants are going to fly on through. And they're going to start nibbling away at this Nexus. So, I'll nibble away, do a bit of damage. Another probe will get dropped here. As the Phoenix will, a couple of Phoenix will come out to start helping with the Mutas as well. I mean, if you've got the Stargate down, you may as well start putting it to use, because the Phoenix are the most confident and reliable way to shut down Mutalisks. And Armani flies into that army as well. Again, he stays alive, but the question really is for how much longer, because he isn't really hanging on by a thread at the moment in this game. And as the Mutas go down the middle of the map, I wouldn't be surprised if he just typed out right there after losing the Mutas, but he will keep on trying. He's going to run the Lings around the right-hand side, the far right-hand side. A couple of Banes are going to start coming in already. And a few Lings are going to sneak into the mineral line. We'll be able to start working their way through a few of these probes. So they're going to be able to start picking off a few of these. And again, it's going to be pushing up the left-hand side now. Again, Adepts, Sentries, Immortal, Stalkers all pushing through here. Some Force Fields going to start coming down. Again, these couple of Archers are coming in as well. Going to look to do a little bit more. Sentries will, again, Force Field the Banes out. Never let them engage. The Lings try to wrap around from the other side, which is a cute idea. The Hydras have started to come on into play. I kind of like the idea of trying to go in towards the Lurker Den. If there was an army composition that might have saved him here, it might have been Lurkers and herO making a big mistake into them.